Hi there. Welcome back to Teen Talk Radio. It's been a great week, and I have a fantastic show for you tonight. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time chatting right now. I want to leave plenty of time for my guests, but I just want to tell you, if you missed last week's show, you've got to check it out. I had some guests on talking about their reaction to Blood Money, which is a documentary about abortion. And I also had Claire Colwell, she actually survived an abortion. So you need to hear that show if you missed it. So you can get it on choicesradio.com. On the right side, there's a little box with all the podcasts, or you can get it on iTunes. You can subscribe to Teen Talk Radio on iTunes and get all the shows. So with no further ado, I want to bring out my first guest. This girl, Shannon McNamara, has done some amazing things, and I just have a little while to talk to her, just a few minutes. So I want to give her all the time that I can. So Shannon, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming. And I was reading over your bio, and as I've been preparing for the show, and I just can't believe what you've accomplished. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Last year you won an award. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was called the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards, and there's actually a bunch of different levels about it. It's a program. It started in 1995, and since then, it's honored about 90,000 students at different levels. So last year I applied, and I applied with over 20,000 students with me. And it's basically just awards that you apply for community service and volunteering in your community. So I actually was able to win. I was a state winner. And then I traveled to Washington, D.C. with, I was the high school state winner, and I traveled with the middle school state winner. And then I was actually lucky enough to be named by the end of the week one of the top 10 youth volunteers in the country. So that was...
wow!
Yeah.
And how old were you at that time?
17.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell us what you did to get to that point. What do you have going on? You have a website, shareinafrica.org,
Yes.
and all kinds of other things. So I'm just going to let you tell us about what you're doing.
All right, sure. Well, my family and I had always taken international volunteer trips each summer. We had been to Peru and Costa Rica, and we had helped out at orphanages and taught kids English, and we kind of, we felt like we weren't really making big enough of an impact as we could. And we always wanted to go to Africa. So 3 years ago, my family and I traveled to Africa for the first time. And our trip to Africa coincided with my Girl Scout Gold Award project. And
okay.
Yeah, and I had decided before we went down that I wanted to help the girls in Africa because I had done all this research and I had found out about the book famine in Africa and how it's just such a chauvinistic society there. So we went down to Africa for the first time 3 years ago, and we set up SHARE, which is called Shannon's After School Reading Program. And we brought down all these donated books, and we transformed this classroom in a school into a library with bookshelves and books, and later on laptops. And we started our first after-school reading program for the girls. And it was a library that could be used for everyone in the school, all the teachers, the whole community, but the program was only for girls, so that way they could kind of get up on the same level as boys and try to do as well in their studies. Because
the country was already supporting the boys' education, but not the girls as much?
Yeah, there's actually a statistic, only 5% of girls graduate high school in Tanzania. So, they're just expected to cook and clean and care for the siblings, everything when they get home. They're really not given any chances for education. So we kind of at first thought that it was just going to be something where I do my Girl Scout Gold Award, we drop off the books, they have a program, awesome, we're going to go back home. But before we were about to leave, the headmistress of the school actually was talking to my mom and I, and she held our hands and she was like, "Don't forget us." and you could just see that, people had come over before and just dropped off some donations and then left, and that wasn't really going to cut it for these people. It wasn't going to change their life as I had wanted to do when I was volunteering in Peru and Costa Rica. So her words really touched us, and we came back home, and I mean, even when we came back home, pulling into the driveway, there were still piles of books on our front porch from people who hadn't known that we had already left. So it was kind of just another sign to us that we were going to keep this project going. So we kept on collecting books and laptops, and we were fundraising. And then when we went down for the second time, we opened up 2 more share branches, and now when we went back the previous summer, we opened up a 4th one. So now we have 4 after-school reading programs, about 23,000 books, and it's the program's for about 150 girls, but it's serving thousands of the students and teachers, and we've provided electricity to all of our schools. And now we're working.
Books go on forever. It doesn't stop just with the girls who are there now. It's the generations to come too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's amazing. Yeah. So how can people who are listening get involved? How can they help?
Well, actually, we're starting a new Share Scholars program just through fundraising and donations. And we actually, last summer, we were able to send 2 girls from a Share primary school to a Share secondary school, which is great because they're so smart and so intelligent. And, if Share wasn't there to, be able to give them that opportunity, they would just be at home getting married at, 14 years old. So now we're focusing on providing the money so that way the girls don't have to, have this program and then just feel like it has to end there. They can't go anywhere else. And we really want to, enforce the fact and drive home that they can be leaders, and school is the way to break out of poverty. So through this Share Scholarships, we're really going to try to push that motto on them.
So if people go to to your website, can they donate at shareinafrica.org?
Yeah, you can donate right on the website. It's super easy and a super good thing to do, so I highly encourage it.
Are you looking at this point just for financial donations, or are you still accepting books, or what are some of the ways people can get involved?
Well, books are a little bit expensive to ship now, especially because it's really corrupt at the ports too. But we're actually looking towards starting a Kindle program because I
was just wondering, that's a great idea if they have laptops.
Yeah, so we have a couple laptops, and people are starting to donate Kindles now too, which is just great because just one of them can hold hundreds of books, so that just saves us so much money. So that's great.
What a great idea. Oh, I commend you so much. Not only you've done such an amazing job, but you're so well spoken, and you're compelling just to listen to. And I hope other people are hearing what you're saying and recognizing the passion that you have for this. And I think it's fantastic. And what a great thing, a role model you can be to go over there and really empower these girls into becoming strong, contributing,
thank you so much.
Smart women. And I'd love at some point, if possible, if something comes up at any time, I'd love to have you back on the show. We can talk about new things that you're doing, or different ways people can get involved at any time. I just would love to talk to you more.
Oh, thank you. Definitely. Yeah, spreading awareness is definitely one of our biggest concerns, because so many people just don't even know what it's like in Africa, and I'm sure they'd love to be able to help, but a lot of people are just kind of unaware of how dire the needs are there.
So when will you be going back?
We go back each summer, so we're probably going to be going back in maybe July. Yeah, probably July.
Wow. Well, and it says on your bio, you wrote a post for my blog, and I have it up there for people to check out. It's at NicoleOdell.com, and you can read everything that Shannon had to say there, or you can go to her website, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of the same information at shareinafrica.org. But it says that you spend about 15 to 20 hours a week working on Share, and you're still a teen. Is that right?
Yeah.
And what an amazing thing you're doing, and I'm sure mom and dad require good grades and all that to go along with it. So
yes,
yeah. Well, good for you, and good for your parents for raising up such a wonderful person, and we'll be praying for your ministry and for the efforts you're putting out there. And anything Teen Talk Radio can do to help spread the word, just let us know, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thanks. That's Shannon McNamara at shareinafrica.org, and I really encourage you all to check out her website and everything she has going on.